Okay, today we will discuss our topic, that is the classification of the resources. So these all are the ways to classify the resource. The first is on the basis of the origin. There are two types of the resources, that is the biotic resource and the abiotic resource. Now what is this biotic resource? Biotic resource are those resources which are obtained from nature. You can give the example, plants, animals and all comes under the biotic resource. And abiotic resources, all the things which are composed of non-living things are known as abiotic resource. For example, rocks, metals, etc. Now on the basis of the exhaustibility. On the basis of the exhaustibility, we are having two types of the resources, that is the renewable resource and non-renewable resource. The meaning of the renewable resource, which can be renewed and reproduced by the physical, chemical or the mechanical process, is known as renewable resource. The resource which can be replenishable or the resource which can be renewable. Example, the water, solar energy, wind energy, etc. Non-renewable resources, the resource which occur over a very long geological time. That means these resources will take million of the years of their formation. These resources, we are saying that we are not saying that these resources are actually not replenishable or not renewable, but these resources takes a very high time to regenerate. That's why we are telling this is the non-renewable resource. Example, we can say the coal, petroleum, this is the fossil fuels, because you know this fossil fuels takes almost million of the years to reform. Now on the basis of the ownership. On the basis of the ownership, there is the classification of the resources like individual resource, community owned resource, then you can say national, international resources. Now what is this individual resource? Some resources owned privately by the individual. Suppose your scooty, my house. So these all are my private resource, so this comes under the individual resources. Suppose in case of the village areas, the farmers having the land, so that is the individual resource. In the towns we are having the house, cars and all, that is comes under the individual resource. Now the community based resource or community owned resource. The meaning of the community owned resource is some resources are there which is accessible to all the members of the community. That is called community owned resource. Some resources are there which are accessible to all the members of the community. It means that suppose the playground in your locality, all the children of your society can enter over there, all the people having the right to enter over there. Suppose a picnic spot, a library in the locality. So this is called the community owned resource, where all the persons of the community having their rights. Now the national resources. Technically all the resources belong to the nation, obviously. The country has the legal power, acquire even the private property also. What does it mean? It means that national resource means all the things available in our nation comes under the national resources. That means your house, your shop is also a national resource. If the government feel that they require to take these things, they can take from you. For example, I can tell you, when the government wants to make the roads, canals or the railway lines from an area, in that area if some house or if some shops are present, so what they are doing, they are giving some money to those peoples and they are taking those lands to make the roads or the railways and all. And that's why we are saying that there is all the private properties are belong to the government only. An important thing you need to remember from here, that is a territorial water resources. What does it mean? If you will see the political boundary of the ocean area, where we are having the coastline, after the coastline 19.2 kilometer or 12 nautical mile area from the coastline termed as a territorial water resource of the nation. Up to that part of the water in the ocean, the country having its rights to use. So this is called the territorial water body. Now in case of the national resources, examples you can give, the forest, the wildlife, this all comes under the national resources. Now the international resource. International resource means some resources are present in the world which comes or regulate under some international institutions. The countries doesn't have any power on that resources. These resources are located in the, especially in the oceans beyond almost 200 kilometer area. and this is called EEZ. EEZ means exclusive economic zone, that located beyond 200 kilometer of the coastline from your country. This particular area, no individual country can utilize the resources without the permission of the international organizations. It means that no country can go over there, they can't extract the things from those particular ocean, and this is called the open ocean area. Now after this classification, we are having the last basis of the classification, that is according to the status of development. The first type of the classification is there, that is the potential resource. Resource which found in a region but have not been utilized, that is potential resource. Potential resource means, suppose you know in that particular area a resource is there, but you have not utilized that one. Suppose example, in Rajasthan we are having high amount of the potential of the solar energy, but still the solar energy is not so much developed in Rajasthan. So this is called potential. You are having the potential of the thing, but you have not started using. Now the next one is developed resource. Developed resource means resources which are surveyed. You have already surveyed the resources. You have surveyed the quality and quantity of the resources also, and ultimately you are started utilization of the resources. It's called the developed resource. Now the third one is the stock. Stock means the material in the environment which have the potential to satisfy the human needs, but human beings do not have the appropriate technology to access this. It means that you are having the resources in the nature, but you don't know how to use that nature. That's why it is called stock. And the last one, okay, example of the stock we can say, suppose the water. We know water is a combination of the oxygen and the hydrogen. But in case of, if in the laboratory you will take oxygen and hydrogen and you want to make the water, that is not possible, because we don't know technically how this thing is done. So that's why it is called the stock. And the last one, it is the reserve. Reserve means something that you reserve for your future. Reserves are called the substrate of the stock, which can be put in use with the help of the existing technical know-how, but their use has not been started. It means that human being knows how to use this one, but human being haven't started using this. It can be used in the future, like river water, hydroelectricity generation, all the people knows, but all the rivers not used to make hydroelectricity. Maybe some of the river they kept for the use of the future generation, and that is called the reserve. So it is all together the classification of the resources. It could come as a whole, it could come by parts also. Like only discuss the classification of the resources on the basis of the ownership or on the basis of the status of development.